The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. Proverbs 11:1. Hi, my name is Levi, and this is the Daily Drive. Today's Daily Drive is brought to you by Tonquin. Tonquin has honest and accurate weights. The Daily Drive is also brought to you by Rideshare.tax. I'm pretty sure the IRS does not have honest and accurate weights. And the Daily Drive is brought to you by Voom Rideshare Insurance. Okay, what does this Bible verse have anything to do with us as Uber and Lyft rideshare drivers? There's a viral video that's going around by, let's see here. Oh my gosh. A More Perfect Union. It included Sergio and Chris from the Rideshare Guy, I think Pablo, a bunch of drivers in Los Angeles. And in the video, what they do is they set up an experiment. They put 7 phones on a table, each one from a different rideshare driver. They turned on all of the Uber apps and Lyft apps. And then when a ride would come in, the ride would be delivered to, let's say, all 7 drivers, but the price would be different for each driver. So, and again, on the Rideshare Guide, they're going to actually show the video and show the data. And you should watch the video. It's a great video. But let's just say that all 7 drivers were offered a 10-mile trip for $10. But some drivers got it for $10.30, and some drivers got it for $9.30 or whatever. It demonstrated that the Uber and Lyft apps are using what they call algorithmic wage discrimination, but for what I'm going to call price variability. That just some drivers make more than others, and there's no rhyme or reason, which is why I read that Bible verse. Hear me out. This is complicated stuff, but it's really important. It's super important. Price variability is not necessarily a bad thing. Think about airlines. If you buy a ticket to go fly somewhere, the person next to you paid a different price, right? In the seat next to you. And if you go on Tuesdays, their flights are cheaper. There's just a lot of price variability is a real thing. And I'm going to give you another example on price variability. Go to buy beer at a grocery store. If you buy a 6-pack of beer, it might cost you $10. The grocery store across the street might sell it for $9.50. That same 6-pack of beer, price variability. But even that same 72 ounces of alcohol, that if I were to buy that at a restaurant, it might cost $25. If I were to buy 72 ounces of alcohol or beer, the exact same Bud Light, same business that produces everything, that 72 ounces might be $100 at the Super Bowl. And so price variability is a real thing. It happens everywhere throughout the economy. But me too, right? It is disconcerting when it's controlled. The prices are controlled by an algorithm, large language model, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Because our phones, right, are with us all the time, it seems disconcerting that, there's some sort of computer saying that Levi should pay more for something while Susan might pay less or whatever. And then we see that pricing in the world of rideshare. Some passengers are paying more to go 10 miles than other passengers. So that trip we were talking about in that video, what you and I might make $10 on, maybe the one passenger pays $20 for that ride. Another passenger might pay $30 for that ride. And what Uber and Lyft are doing are using an algorithm to price the trips based upon not just miles and time or locations. They've got other factors, maybe the type of phone, how much passengers have paid in the past, whatever it might be, that is unknown. So they're charging riders different rates. And because the criteria for that price is unknown, it seems unfair. And it is unfair to some extent. And then for you and me as drivers, it gets even more feeling of unfairness when some of us are making more or less for that same ride. When I get paid $10 and you get paid $10.50 for the exact same time in miles, it feels And it is unfair. And the reason why it's unfair isn't because you made 10.50 and I made 10. It's unfair because we don't know the criteria that the reason why I'm making 10 and you're making 10.50. It's unjust weights and scales because I don't know and you don't know the weights and scales. It's hidden. It's not transparent. And that's what makes it wrong. Not the function that prices are variable or the wages are variable. It's just that you and I don't know the criteria. That's what makes it wrong. That's what makes it feel unfair and unjust. I think maybe Uber and Lyft are paying us based upon maybe the quality of the vehicle or the skill of the driver or the how long that driver's been doing or the star rating or the propensity for that driver to earn tips or whatever it is. I don't know. I know I assume there's some sort of logic and reason behind it. I would assume that Uber and Lyft are not trying to randomly do this. It's not all a test. I just want to know why. So the problem now with the More Perfect Union video, and I think a lot of the content creators out there in the world of rideshare, is their solution to this problem. Okay, so the problem is an unfair algorithmic wage pricing variability based upon lack of transparency. Not that some people make more or less than others, but that nobody knows the criteria and they're keeping that from us. The solution, the proposed solution, there's two or three, there's a couple of them, but let's talk about the two main ones. Or maybe the one main one is some sort of rate card, some sort of government controlled pricing, saying that if you order an Uber X, you need to pay $1 per mile, $1 per minute minimum or whatever it is. I don't know what the price is. That's not relevant. It's just that government, whether it be a city, a state, a county, or even the federal government, can control the pricing for an entire industry. That's not going to work at all. And you could say, well, Levi, look at the taxis. They did it. Did you ride in taxis before Uber and Lyft? Taxis were a crap show. They were horrible. The quality of the vehicles were just horrible. And they still are really horrible here in Syracuse. A lot of the taxis I see rolling around town are barely functioning vehicles. Right? And let's be honest, Uber primarily radically changed the industry of personal transportation. It's really kind of neat that you can go on your phone and order a personal car to come and get you. However, but because of this algorithmic wage discrimination, variable pricing, whatever we want to call it, it is lowering the quality of the drivers. It is lowering the quality of the vehicles. And so maybe we're reverting back to some sort of world where all the cars are crappy and maybe taxis are going to be the nice way to get around. But it's not because of the rate card. It's because of the lack of clear quality control of like why some drivers make more than others. Because that would, if it was based on quality, then you and me would do what it would take, at least I think you would, to earn more money. If they were to say, hey, listen, you need to have a car. We're going to pay more for cars that are newer than older. We're going to, based upon your rating, if you're a 5-star driver, we're going to pay you more or whatever it is. The problem that government, it doesn't have the ability. It just cannot solve personal financial things. It cannot control pricing. We see where government tries to control pricing. We saw it in the Soviet Union. It didn't work. And we're not talking like communism. We're just talking like government cannot control pricing because you and I and that passenger, we're all unique individuals. We all have different needs, wants, desires. Some people don't mind paying more because they're willing to, they just don't care. Uber's a very nominal cost. They don't really care about that. Or maybe other people are price conscientious and they're every penny that matters to them. Whatever it is, the government just can't control it. And so it's a problem that the variable pricing through the algorithm and not telling us what the criteria is. The solution isn't government coming in and mandating price controls. That's it. That's the bottom line from my perspective. It's a great video. I super am grateful that people like Sergio and Chris and the Show Me the Money Club, the Rideshare guy, and any other driver that's out there. I really appreciate each person trying to bring this out. Lynn Sherman, he is an economist out at Columbia University. I appreciate all of his research. My friends, Matt and Lynn, over at Drivers Coast to Coast, our show every Monday night, go and participate on X. It's a great show. I love everybody's effort to bringing this to the forefront, to the attention, and getting Uber and Lyft to solve this. I just use caution when you deal with the government. The government is like a hammer, hits every nail and solves every problem, right? And just, oh, we got to fix a baby, and smashes babies too. It's a hammer. The government can't solve this. And we see it where there's Prop 22, or here in the state of New York, there's a minimum wage, and Massachusetts has a minimum wage. The real problem, the reason why you and I are not making money, a lot of the times is because of driver saturation. There's too many drivers out there. So you can make the rate whatever you want. Let me give you one final example, and then we'll wrap this video up here. Imagine if Uber and Lyft, or the government, says you're going to pay $100 per mile. Whatever. Just make up an absurd amount of money. And you're like, Levi, that's not realistic. Well, whatever. Just come up with whatever. Let's say $10 a mile, whatever. If the government mandated that price, what would happen? Well, the supply of drivers would dramatically increase. People would be like, holy crap, I can make $10 for every mile I drive with somebody in my car. More people would go online, right? They would increase the supply of drivers. It would also decrease demand, because passengers would be like, holy crap, I don't want to pay $10, $20 to go a mile. Whatever. I'm willing to walk. I'm willing to catch the bus. So supply of drivers would increase, but demand for a personal car to come and pick you up, an Uber, would decrease. That's why price fixing, mandated pricing by the government, doesn't work. Whereas, quite frankly, an algorithm that can solve second by second pricing based upon supply, demand, needs and wants, criteria for quality, whatever it is, if it was known, here's what the algorithm is and the reason why it's giving it what it is. Wow, what an efficient, more profitable marketplace. There you go. That's it. Man, I love these economic conversations. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please go into the video, watch the More Perfect Union video, come to Drivers Coast to Coast and talk to us about it. But please comment on my video here and let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Should the government come in and force a rate card? What are the pros and cons to that? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't want to seem like I'm sort of an anti-government person, nor do I want to seem like I'm callous and cold to the drivers and I'm pro Uber or Lyft. I definitely think Uber and Lyft need to fix this. Just transparency, right? Just tell me how I can earn more money and I'll do it. Tell me what I can do. Dara, David, tell me what I can do, what my fellow drivers can do to help you complete more trips and make more money. Just pay me more to do it. I'll do it. If you told me what the criteria was, I would do it. I'm sure my fellow drivers would too. So, transparency. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go out, watch those videos. Be well, be safe, and know that I'm cheering.